discuss that issue more generally, I'm delighted to be joined by Fiona Gall from the ABCAR organisation, essentially an umbrella organisation for 150 NGOs working on the ground in Afghanistan.
Yep.
The last 48 hours in Afghanistan has reminded us of the security fragility. Underneath that, though, from your perspective, the trajectory of aid and development work is going well or not so well?
No, I think it's a very difficult context at the moment. The access to lots of parts of the country is no longer easy for any of us working in civil society. So we have that difficulty. We also have difficulty to convince local communities that we're coming to help them, and this is not because we don't have good relations, but because we're perceived by the government sometimes to be crossing the line, and they don't appreciate that. So we have to convince both local communities and the government that what we're doing is for the most needy and vulnerable.
A lot of money has gone into Afghanistan. A lot of people here say that's a very important priority and it should continue. But there is an issue and a linkage now with corruption, isn't there?
Yes.
And Afghanistan's performance on corruption is still pretty poor.
Yes, and I think we can be very critical about ourselves and say, have we all contributed? The international donors have contributed, I think, by pouring a lot of money into Afghanistan without proper mechanisms in place. So this government is trying to make some changes, and it will take some time to implement them. And I think we all have a role to monitor and contribute to that process.
Here in Europe, which had a very difficult year with the migration problem in 2015, and we're hearing, of course, today in Brussels, a new linkage perhaps between the repatriation of Afghans in Europe and continuing finance. Does that make you feel slightly uncomfortable? Yeah,
I think it's not acceptable. I think, we see in the region, Iran, Pakistan have had a lot of refugees, hosted them over 30 years, and they are being pushed back now at this time as well. And then if Europe is also sending back refugees, who many of them have not come directly from Afghanistan, but come from other countries like Iran, it's very, very difficult for this government to be able to cope with that. And I think, no, it's a very difficult situation for all of us. Humanitarian assistance needs to be to meet those needs, and at the moment it's not clear if we have that capacity.
Fiona, thank you very much for joining us. A controversial element